was scared of shit. I've watched a lot of videos and I don't think nobody was descriptive as I'm being with you right now.
Could blame it on the physical. I could blame it on your lips, your touch, your kiss, you know, real traditional. But your love's too original.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Secret. I just wanted to come back to you again with another video. So this video is going to be about a lot of things. Like, I just want you to know that, you know, we here. Okay, so with this video, I definitely want to reach out to a big group of women, maybe not just dancers, Instagram girlies, whoever. Like, I just want to reach out to all the women across America. I really appreciate all the new subscribers I have, and I'm so excited to start this journey. So if I do get parched, I will be sipping on Powerade. Original, because I'm gonna have a lot to talk about. Let's just be honest, I'm gonna have a lot to talk about. And I told y'all from the last video that I would be speaking about some things, like really just getting into some big topics. So one of those big topics off the rip is something you guys don't know about me. So my name, of course, is VVSECRETT. Welcome to my channel. Click the subscribe button right now. Click. All right. Like the video, comment, let me know what you think. Please, this is a no judgment zone, so we don't do that, period. So I am going into some new journeys, and like I said before, one of those journeys is surgery. So every time people think surgery, they're like, oh, she going to get a BBL, or is she going to get lipo, or is she going to get her teeth done? No, I'm not going to get my teeth done. I'm not going to get lipo, and I'm not getting a BBL. So one of the journeys that I just came out of, we will get into maybe on the next video. But on this video, we're actually going to get into something very important to maybe any of you, or maybe you know somebody that have, maybe you know about it, you heard about it, I'm sure you have. Cardi B, Dream Doll, K Michelle, many other women. So they went to go get biopolymers or butt injections, okay? So butt injections are when you go to a doctor, which is not a doctor, not a legal doctor, right? And you go and you call, they send you a location, and you know, you want to get your butt enhanced. You want to get your butt enhanced. You want to get the shape you want. It's similar to a BBL. The women that went to go get these things done were told that, you know, it was silicone. You know, in those times, you're not really aware of the things that could go on. In the times back in the day, I would say like about, I don't know, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, around that time, people were not really aware of like the things that could go on with them. It was just like, okay, I want to go get a bigger butt. I want to, you know, fill out my shape, or, you know, some people just don't have it. Like, they just don't have it, and they just don't want to wait, and they want to enhance. So let me give you a little backstory on me, right? I am 34, as you know from the last video. When I was in my early 20s, a lot of things were happening. Let's just be honest, right? When you're young, different things are happening. You are developing, your brain is not fully developed, your body is developing. You're very sensitive about opening up your body to new people. You're very sensitive to everything that's happening because it's a lot of changes. Let's just be honest. me per se, I was very sensitive growing up, very, very sensitive. And some things went on that I will get into on another video. Y'all are gonna get sick and tired of me saying that, but I will get into that on another video. A lot of things and changes go on when you're young. So, you know, you may build up a pretty good high school young adult lifehood, which I did have a pretty good young adult lifehood. But as I got into high school, I was developing, things were happening, all that good stuff. And, you know, I wanted to go off to college, which I did. And some things happened there, which I'm going to get into on another video. But mainly those things, what I'm getting to is those things kind of led up to an event of me coming back home to Austin. And when I did so, like, I couldn't find work. I couldn't find, you know, a job that was going to really take care of everything like the way that I wanted to. I was taking care of my whole household. And I'm like, I was going down. Like, I was smoking my life away. Like, so one day I was on the phone with my Aquarius friend. Now, y'all know about them Aquarius. They is not going to play with you. They not, like, they're going to straighten you out. They're going to straighten you up. So she was like, yeah, you can't be doing this no more. She was like, you need to choose what you're going to be doing. Like, are you going to get to the money or what? Like, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't know. Like, I just, you know, I don't know. And then she's like, yeah, well, you need to get to it. You know what I'm saying? So, I went up to the club and I got hired at a strip club. Now, a lot of y'all may know this strip club. The strip club is back in the day. Well, it's now Bear Cabaret. But long years ago, when I was 20, it was called Pink Monkey. So, woo! Everybody know about Pink Monkey. If you are around my age, you're in your 30s, you know Pink Monkey. Pink Monkey was so lit. Like, it was so crowded. It was a big center floor. Like, it was where everybody was at. Like, for the after hours, for the strip club, like, for whatever. Like, you were going to have a good time. It was a beautiful girls, all shapes and sizes. And it wasn't really the plastic surgery era back then that it is now. Like, oh, it's common to just go get your plastic surgery and be like, oh, yeah, girl, I got a BBL. I got a 360 lipo. I got my teeth done. Everything done. Like, back then, it was just natural girls. For the most part, some of the girls will get their boobs done. And that was about it. So, like, the thick girls that were thick, they were either naturally thick, from what my knowledge was. Like, let me tell you, I was not, like, how I am now, I was not like that. Like, I was not on the, like, I just was in a whole nother world. Like, I was in the college world, schoolgirl, not paying attention to what else was going on outside my world. Like, the only thing I knew about a strip club was Players Club, y'all. Like, that's all I knew. That was the closest thing I knew to a strip club. So, you know, I started to get into, like, really looking at myself outside the box. So I'm seeing all these women, different shapes and sizes. I'm like, ooh, damn, she got a fat ass. Like, ooh, she making that check. Like, baby, I want some of that. Like, I wanted it so bad. Like, y'all see me bounce. So when y'all see me bounce, that means I really wanted it. So I'm like, okay, I wasn't really making that much money. I was a baby stripper. And, you know, my expectations were high. But I'm trying to make that check. I got rent due. I got lights, water, car note, insurance, all the stuff. Y'all know bills. Y'all know how bills go. So, yeah, I'm just sitting there with one girl. But we was sitting there, and, you know what I'm saying, we both young, we both baby strippers, you know what I'm saying. She was like, yeah, you know, I want to, you know what I'm saying, I want to be like that. It was a girl on stage. She was like, I want to be like that. Like, I want my body to be like that. And I'm like, girl, really? Like, how? And she was like, I don't know. She was like, I want that. So I'm like, damn, yeah. Because she was making a lot of money. She was 52 stallion. I was like, ooh, like, I really, really wanted to be like that. Like, so you can imagine, again, let's go back. 20 years old, the mindset of a 20-year-old, you just, you know, you looking at the money, you looking at the beauty of maybe a woman that's a little bit older than you or a little bit more experienced than you, and you're just wanting the outcome. Like, you're not really looking at the fact of maybe how she got there or what she did to do it. You just want it. So here I go, you know, I'm just like still going throughout the club, like experiencing everything. Maybe 6 months to maybe like 6 months into my dancing career, a dancer came in the dressing room, and you know, we were just talking. Girls in the dressing room, they just talk. Everybody kind of know a little information about what's going on, this and that. So she was like, I was like, yeah, like your butt is so nice. Like your ass is so nice, and you just be making all the bread. Like I was giving her, you know, her stars, because she was getting it. She was getting it. There was a lot of girls like her too that was getting it. So I was just like, you know, I had kind of heard around just through gossip, through murmur, that, you know, some girls were getting a little bit of an enhancement. And I'm just doing research at home, like, well, how? Like, is it safe or what? Like, you know? And I thought, and I'm like, ooh, I want that. So I asked her, I'm like, so like, what do I do? You know, and it was a couple other girls in the dressing room like, yeah, well, you know, it's this girl in Dallas that's doing, you know, ass shots. But, you know, you don't ask no questions. You don't ask no questions. You don't do all that. Like, you have to go through somebody in order to get to her. And I'm like, you got to go through somebody. Like, what kind of, is she a legit doctor? And like, at the time, I think they were saying that she was a nurse or something. So I'm just like, oh, well, where is she getting it from? You know, they like, look, you asking too much questions. Like, you see, we look good. Another girl had a baby with, like, right after she had got hers done. Girls coming in there skinny 1 minute and coming back with a booty the next, like with no booty, and then coming back with a booty. I'm like, okay. Then the next thing you know, they making their money, they get into the bread. I mean, like, it was really making their booty even move better. So I'm like, I don't know if it was because, you know how you put more weight on the muscle, so it's like, okay, you can be able to do more stuff with it, you can make it clap, or you can do whatever. So I'm like, dang, I can't do none of that. A little bit of a backstory. I ran track, okay? I ran track. I was a runner. I'm very lean by nature. Like, I'm still lean to this day a little bit. Like, the fat that I have on my body now, I work super hard, like, to get it. The only times I've ever gained weight was like after I was 25. But at that time, I was very small. I'm talking about 130 pounds, 125 pounds, small and lean. You know how track coaches, they have you pump, 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 run, run, run. No, they don't want you to have no body fat. So when I went to go jiggle my body, like, it didn't even jiggle. Like, I went to go jiggle my booty and it didn't even jiggle. So I'm like, damn, what kind of pole tricks? Like, I'm gonna have to do pole tricks. I can't really move my ass like that because it's solid. It's solid as a fucking rock because I worked out. So anyway, they was like, yeah, well, you know, if you get it, it might change. You know, you might get a little of the shake that you want, maybe a little bit more of the jiggliness that you want, or whatever. Jiggle, more weight on it, more fat. And even another girl was like saying that, oh, it make you gain weight. So I'm like, really? Like, I didn't even gain weight at that time. So I'm like, I couldn't gain. I would eat, don't gain no weight. So I'm like, okay, like, I thought about it. You know, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That would be the craziest thing I ever did. But, like, honestly, during that time, I really didn't give, you know, a fuck. Because I had a lot of stuff that had went on. Like, and again, I just wanted to get to the money. I wanted it then, there, now, let's get it. And so I got a connection. And that day, you know, I made a decision, the worst decision of my life, I feel. One of the worst decisions of my life. Because why would I do that? Like, here today, who I am today, I would never do that, you guys. I would never. But I went, she was in Dallas, so, you know what I'm saying, another girl came with me to go down there. You know what I'm saying? She kind of knew the connection about how to get there. So, like, I went, we got there, and I had my money. So back then, during that time, they would organize it as a half or a whole. So a half was like 4 shots. Don't mark me on my words, like I think it was close to that. So all this is like estimated in memory, but a half back then was like 4 shots, and then a whole was like, I want to say 6 or 8 shots or 8 shots of how, who knows how much, like I don't know how much was in the fucking syringes. But you don't get no anesthesia, you don't get no pain medicine, you don't get nothing. Everybody was a word of mouth of what you were supposed to do to like get the best outcome. So you were to go to Walmart and get like a girdle type of thing, that clamp, that has the little clamp in the center, and then she would fix it for you once you get there. You just have to get the specific one so that it could shape your booty. And I feel like this is all what started to get more popular with BBLs, a faja. This was a bootleg faja, okay? This was a bootleg faja, okay? Long story short, we got there, and when I tell you, it was girls parked outside, people with scrubs on, it was teachers, it was, baby, she had a line. Everybody was trying to get it. It didn't matter if they was a regular person or not. So I'm like, okay, like, but again, it was at a house in the hood. Like, at that point, I should have just said no. I should have just said, you know what? This looks a little bit shady. I can't tell you. But I didn't do that. I literally didn't care. I just wanted the outcome, and again, I wanted the money. And like a nut, I went in and I made my payment. And so when you get there, you make a payment. I remember walking in, it was people in the living room, it was a TV on. On the left, it was another room, like a guest room type of thing. And you would wear a thong. So like, and then if you have hair in between your booty, like cheeks or whatever, you gotta shave that. Just make sure you all cleaned up and ready. Clean, no lotions, no nothing on you. And there was, I remember it was a wall air conditioning unit. And it was 2 people there. One person was to kind of like assist an assistant, and then the other person was her, the one that would administer the shots. You know, it seemed like a decent vibe, and they knew what they were doing. They had everything. They had like this little thing full of fluid. It was like silicone, what they said to be silicone. It was like melted, so it was just a clear flowing liquid. And they had syringes and all that stuff, and they would put that you know, clean your area, clean your site or your booty cheeks. And then, you know, what they would do is they would put the shot in and then draw back to see if they would get any blood from where they were putting the shot in at. So if they didn't draw back any blood, then they knew that it was a good area to give you the shot in. These are untold secrets. This is untold. I don't even know if I've watched a lot of videos, and I don't think nobody was descriptive as I'm being with you right now. Once they did that, they would go ahead and administer the shot. So during that time, you feel pressure on your muscle. Like you feel pressure and tension. Because just think, if you're putting pressure on your muscle, like it feels like it's retracting a little bit, but they tell you don't jump. You got to completely relax. Don't jump your booty. Like, even if it want to jump, you got to stop it from jumping. And just, when I tell you it's a gripping pain, it's not a screaming pain. It's a gripping pain. None of us had anesthesia. Again, no pain medicine, no nothing. You were to be hydrated, you were to be ready to go. And the whole procedure took about maybe an hour. 30 minutes to an hour. It just really depends on how much you were getting. I paid for a half. I was scared of shit. I didn't know what I was doing. So many things were running through my head. I didn't know if I was gonna die. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was just like praying in my head like, okay, this is what I want and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. That's all I was saying in my head. She was like, are you good? You looking a bit pale. And I was like, I'm okay. Just, I'm okay. I didn't want to say anything out the woodworks because I didn't want her to spaz out, or I didn't know what was happening. Again, I was in the hood. It was people in the living room. Like, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just chill, keep my body calm, keep everything calm. And then all of a sudden, she was just doing all my shots or whatever. She was on to the next cheek. And then before I knew it, she was done. When I got up off that table, I could feel the weight of my ass cheeks, like how full. Like she was like, yeah, you full because you're not taking no more injections. Like your injections are not going, it's no more space. You're filled up basically at that time. I'm like, what? Really? Like, stupid. I'm telling you, like, in my head, it just went straight to my head. And all the pain that I had felt, anything that I had went through, that whole experience was like gone. Like, I was just excited. Oh my God, I got an ass. Oh my goodness, I hopped up off the table. I'm like, wow. So when they seal your not incisions, when they seal your injection site, they seal it with super glue. Super glue. Like, come on. What was I thinking? Like, so I'm hopping off and they cut your cotton balls down so you don't be looking crazy when you have to walk around. So they cut them real low. But, they put the super glue and then they put the cotton ball on it and it sticks. And you were given... Those are my dogs. Hey, no. You were given a Ziploc baggie with super glue, a few cotton balls, and a paper instruction. A paper instruction. I still got it. I might have to show that to y'all. I'm gonna pull it out. That's gonna be on part 2 because this whole journey is gonna be a whole thing. But anyway, I did that. I went and like, you're not supposed to go dance for like about, I was advised like a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? The first week, you don't sleep on your ass at all. You can sleep on your side. So right side, left side, stomach. Right side, left side, stomach. Go get cocoa butter, Palmer's, to help heal the skin so they wouldn't be able to see your injection site once your cotton balls come out. No showers for like, I think the first few days until your cotton balls fall off, and to make sure that your injection site was closed. But if your injection site wasn't closed, you were to put more super glue and then put the cotton ball back on, just until your skin closed so that the silicone didn't leak out of the hole. Because, you would get the shot, if your skin was still open, it would seep out and you could see silicone like on some people's leggings. Yeah, it was crazy. It's a crazy experience. I can't believe I did that. I went that one time to get a half, and then I went back a second time to go get a full, but like about 6 months to a year later. Because what happens is, initially when you get your shots, it's filled up. But when the swelling goes down, or when it settles into your fat or whatever, it settles back down. So I was like, the first time I went, it really didn't look like I had got anything. And people were like, don't get no half, because it's not going to show, get a full. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just go back and get a full. And I was fine the first time. Like, I was so scared going home. That first time, I was scared. I remember just going to sleep not knowing if I was gonna wake up, because there was stories that, like, once I had did research, there was stories like the first 24 to 48 hours was like crucial. So I was just like on guard of myself, like, am I feeling something? Is my heart beating? Oh my God, like my head was racing. But after the 48 hours and nothing, I was like, oh my God, I made it, like I'm okay, this and that, like it's up. So I got comfortable with the first set. Everything was fine. And, you know, I waited. I was still scared, but I went back a second time. The second time, she was not at the same establishment. She was not at the house anymore. She had moved to a beauty shop. A beauty shop. And I went there. And I was okay with it. Because at the end of the day, like the last time, I was okay. So I trusted her. I think I started to build up a trust. And other people were going and they were fine. And people were getting pregnant. So, oh, if you get pregnant, then they do a whole panel. There's no way that there's a problem. They baby coming out fine. It's not a problem. Yeah, I was just trying to justify my decision, and it definitely just still wasn't smart. It still wasn't smart. After I went the second time, oh yeah, I hopped off the table, and that thing was heavy. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is it for me. I'm not going back no more. This is it. And it was. And it was. I never went back no more. Now, I did put other people on. Like, you know, that saw mine. They was like, oh, you look good, this and that, this and that. How do you do it, this and that. And, you know, I told them how to do it and how to get in contact with her. And again, at that time, it wasn't a problem. I didn't see it as a problem. I justified it by saying, oh, people had a baby and this and that and this and that. As I was getting older, like 25, 26, again, I still didn't see any issues. I still didn't have no problems. So I was like, okay, it's cool. It wasn't until in the news there were more and more reports of like other people in other places, like Houston, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, California, all these places, and even in like tropical places, Mexico, and all these other places, like that people were coming up dead, girls were coming up dead, people were going to jail. And I was like, okay, wow, this is serious. I wonder if I'm gonna be okay. Like, is it gonna be a problem? But it wasn't until it was a girl that wanted to go. And I was like, oh, okay. Now, by that time, it had been a while. My stuff had completely settled in. And she wanted to go back. And I was like, girl, you think, like, you don't need to go. Like, you're good. And she was like, no, I still want to go. Da-da-da-da. So I was like, okay, well, you know, I'll go support you. You know what I'm saying? She wanted me to come with her. But something came up and I wasn't able to go with her. So I was like, you just go ahead and go. And by this time, the girl had moved to another location, like downtown Dallas. But I didn't end up going. So she calls me on the phone. I'm like, what is she calling me? I hope she okay. This is like the day after, you know what I'm saying? That she was like, I said, how did everything go? Like, did everything go well? She was like, yeah, it went well. So I'm like, okay, that's good, that's good. Like, what's up? And she was like, girl, have you watched the news? And I'm like, the news? Like, what's on the news? She was like, yeah, she's in jail. So I'm like, who in jail? She was like, the girl, you know what I'm saying? The shot lady. I'm like, why? She was like, girl, I'm in a hotel. Why I'm still healing? And apparently a girl went and she hit a vein and the girl died on the table. It traveled to her heart and then she died. And she left her. She left her. So when that happened, everything about that whole situation changed. Everything shifted because I was just like, oh my God, like she left her. I can't believe it. Like, I was just in shock about the whole thing. I was hoping that her parents was okay. I couldn't imagine if it was me. I was putting myself in the girl's shoes. I'm like, wow, like, I need to start looking more into what I did. Well, that's what I did. And that's when all the regret just started to wave over me. I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to advocate for this no more. I'm not going to tell anybody to go. The whole operation was over. If you was asking me, you know, she was the only one that I legit know that anybody could go to that I could vouch for off of my experience. But yeah, that changed. I just wasn't feeling it anymore. I wasn't feeling the experience. I wasn't feeling myself for going. I was worried. And, you know, I started to pray. I used to be like, what do I have in my body? I don't even know 100% if she was telling us the truth or not. They was claiming on the news that it was other things, that it could have been anything. It could have been silicone. It could have been all kind of different things. I just was unaware of what exactly I had in me. Fast forward to now. I definitely want health. I'm a big health advocate. I started to, you know, take care of myself so well, doing vitamins, specialties, all this thing. Now, what I can say about my own personal experience is I've worked out, I've gained weight, lost weight, I've done everything, and I've never had any issue. I never had any bad pain. I've never had any hip problems. I never had any shooting pains. I've never had where I can't sit on my butt. I will tell you the problems I have had, and I will be 100% honest. I've had inflammation, and how I know it's inflammation is it get hot to the touch. So if you were to touch my butt, if it's inflamed, it would be hot. Like, I'm saying, like fever hot, 105 degrees hot at the surface. And sometimes people have asked me while I was dancing, why is your booty hot? Like, I was like, oh, I was sitting on it for a long time. Like, lies. I can't tell you how many times I said that my ass was mine. I can't tell you how many times I've told people when I was in a relationship that it was mine. I can't tell you how many times I've told probably friends or dancers that it was mine, because it was a thing. Like, back then, it was just like, don't tell nobody. Like, just, you know, don't tell nobody. Now, the only people that was telling somebody was like people who really got a whole lot. Like me, I got something that fit my body and just looked like I was born this way. And so I just kept it on the hush hush. My family knew, friends knew, a few close dancers knew, but I just didn't express that with anybody else. After like Cardi B, K Michelle, Dream Doll, like all these different women, videos about their journey to take it out, and you know, I was seeing how bad it was. I'm like, oh my God, they gotta cut me. They gotta cut me all the way across, peel my skin back, and take pieces of it out or whatever out of my fat. Like, what is it like? I don't even know what it looked like in there. Last year, I had went and got an MRI. And I said, you know, it's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. I was inspired by another dancer. At the end of the day, I want to thank her for just coming out about her story and, you know, her experience and wanting to take the step forward to take it out. And I'm inspired by any person that does that journey, because mentally it takes a toll. Physically, of course, it takes a toll. Financially, it takes a toll. I mean, you have to take time off work. How are you gonna make money? Are people even gonna still fuck with you after? Like, so many people have fucked with me for how I look now. My mama thick. What was I? Like, my mama thick. I don't even know what I was thinking. It was going to come. Fat was going to come. And it did. Like, I started gaining weight. Now I'm 162 pounds. I would have gained this weight that I already have now. My ass might have been a little bit smaller, but I would have gained all this weight that I have currently. Like, I was out my mind. I went and got the MRI, and I talked to a doctor, and I'll go over the different doctors in another video, but I went to a doctor. He consulted me and told me that it's just in the fat, and also the radiologist for the MRI has a note that said, you know, it's just in the subcutaneous tissue, which is your fat. It is not in the muscle, and when it's not attached to the muscle, it's an easier a better approach of a surgery, because just think, if it's in your muscle, you can't sit, you're having pains, you're having more. I don't have any symptoms currently besides the inflammation. And like some discoloration, not a lot. So I'm dark skinned, like, you know, there's certain areas of my skin that you can see, like, this is my skin tone. And maybe during the summertime, I get a little bit darker. So let's just say if in the summertime I got real dark, my skin don't lighten back up from the summertime. That's the discoloration that I see. But it's mixed in with my regular skin tone, which nobody has ever known. Nobody's ever known. I started to notice also, like, I don't know, not fat pockets, but like, you could just tell, like, it looks like a little bit like cellulite, but it's not cellulite. It's just, you can tell that the shots are not as smooth. Your booty is not as smooth, okay? But after having that consult, he was like, yeah, you should get it out. I'm gonna advise this to any person that they should get it removed. And I'm going on this journey. I'm scared, you know. I don't know if I'll dance again. I don't know if I'll make the same money I was making before. But the main thing is that Secret, me, Victoria, whether it's Victoria or Secret, I want to love who I am, and I want to do the best thing for my health, because I want to have a family. I don't have any children, so I want the best thing and the best health for my children. And if my body is weak, if my immune system is low, like they say it can be when you get injections, something called ASHA, which apparently it causes your immune system to be low. And I do be tired. I do be fatigued. I already have low iron, you know, but I do a lot of things to keep my health up. I'm eating well. I drink teas. I drink nothing but water, Gatorades. You know, I'm on it. But that doesn't matter if what's inside of you is not supposed to be there. I honestly want to say this, saying that there are other women here today that have went, and I've tried to plead to them to get it out of their body. I can make a change for you. Only you can make a change for you. But I just want to say I love each and every one of y'all. We all make mistakes, but do the best thing for you and your body. Save yourself if you feel the need to. I feel the need that I need to, and I want the best thing for my health and my body. I would love to live a long time. Let's just say I wait 10 years. Who's to say 10 years from now at 44, my body is capable of dealing with this surgery? I just need to go ahead and put my foot down. I have started to save the money. That's not easy either, you know? The surgery costs thousands of dollars, and health insurance companies do not cover this. I'm on my own to cover this surgery. I'm talking about $10,000 to $15,000 to be able to go through this journey, because not only do you pay for the surgery, you have off time from work, probably 4 to 6 weeks. You know, who knows what's on the other side of that? Hopefully you got a regular job or some kind of support system to support you during that time. And you know, mental time off, all that. Mental, I'm gonna get probably some therapy, because I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna feel out my body. I'm gonna feel like a whole different person. Who am I? I don't know. Like, I would not know afterwards, because this has been me. This body I'm in right now is me. I take a deep breath. So I've been saving for this surgery, and if any of you want to contribute to my GoFundMe, I have created one. I created one months ago, but I did not launch it. I didn't have the strength to come here and tell you these things that I'm going through. Again, I'm a very private person. I don't usually share my life like this. But I want to save someone, not just myself. I want to save other women, other young girls. Love yourself. Love yourself now at 20, at 21, at 22, at 23. Love yourself, love your body, love your shape. All shapes matter. And I know that some girls are still going to get butt injections. If you want to get plastic surgery, I'm not against it. But at least go to a legit surgeon. Go to a plastic surgeon, board certified, all those things. And get a BBL or get a fat transfer or whatever. Like, just go about it the right way. Because you go to these back alley people, these back porch people, beauty shops, at their house, it's just, you don't know what they putting in you. And I've seen way worse cases that, thank God, I'm not going through. Some people have literally ruptured, the silicone has popped out of their skin, or they have dents, holes, it's traveled down to their ankles, feet, back. They're misshaped. It's sagging like a diaper. It's different situations. But may God be with you all, and may God be with me in this journey. Again, click the subscribe link. I know this video was heavy. Follow me on this journey. I will be coming back to you to share this journey, and you guys will be coming with me throughout this whole thing, to go to my doctor visits, to go get my MRI right before the surgery, the MRI after the surgery, the before and after, when I have to go get, you know, what it looks like before and what it looks like after, and how I will work to get therapy, to get my mind and body in contact again. The way it is now, my mind and body is in contact, is gonna get shook up, because afterwards I'm not gonna know. Like, I'm gonna feel like, who am I? Where am I? Like, what is this? So in order to get my mind and my body back on the level that I want it to be on, I'm gonna go on a journey of therapy and meditation and righteousness with God, to really connect and move forward from the mistakes I've made. Again, I thank you for coming to my channel, and I thank every one of my followers. I thank every single one of my friends, family, and supporters, subscribers. Click the link, subscribe, and follow now. It's your girl, VVSECRETT, coming to you again, and you will see me again.